What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2023 Production Alliance Group 300. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Xfinity Series headed to Auto Club Speedway for the final time on the 2-mile configuration, as after this year will be a couple more years for a race at Auto Club Speedway on a different configuration, which of course will be a half-mile track. So like I mentioned, this is the final race on the 2-mile track. Last year for the Xfinity Series at Auto Club Speedway, it would be won by Custer with SS Greenlight Racing. He'll be looking to repeat this weekend in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So let's go ahead and jump into picks. Before we jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. And I'm going to be honest, the weather is not looking very promising for this weekend, as it's going to be very, very cold at the racetrack and very rainy. It's going to be 46 degrees as a high, 38 degrees as a low, and right now there is a 100% chance of rain. And looking through the weekend, it may not be till Monday or Tuesday we even go racing, so it might even be till Sunday. We're just gonna have to wait and see, but it's looking right now the weather could be a factor. But keep in mind, it's only Tuesday at the moment, so the weather can change throughout the week. So now let's go ahead and jump into picks for this weekend. So for those who are new to the channel, here's how picks work on the channel. And the Xfinity Series is a little bit different. So I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle who are going to continue their struggles, 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers expect to have a really strong run this weekend that don't always run up front or who are in underfunded equipment. And then I do the winner's pick, the driver I think is going to win, and I do the ones you need to watch out for. And unlike the Cup Series, only got 4 drivers you need to watch out for the Xfinity Series. So now let's get into picks. Who are my suck picks for this weekend at Auto Club Speedway? My first suck pick for this weekend is a driver who I think is going to struggle this weekend. I don't think he's really ran really great regardless of what team he's been with. I don't think he's had a lot of great runs at this track, and I think he's going to struggle this weekend. I'm talking about Jeb Burton. Like I said, Jeb Burton's, of course, with Jordan Anderson racing this year, and I expect one of the cars to run well. I don't expect Jeb Burton, though, to run really well. I just don't really feel confident about Jeb Burton with Jordan Anderson racing in a lot of races this year. I think Jeb is a very talented driver, but I think this weekend he is going to struggle with the Jordan Anderson racing group. I think he has a really bad run, and I think he's going to finish outside the top 20 this weekend at Auto Club. My second suck pick for this weekend is a driver who did have a win last year at Daytona last year in the summer race, but he really, I feel like, don't feel as confident with this team. They struggled in qualifying at Daytona, and I know Daytona is a much different track, but I don't think this driver's had a lot of good runs at this track either. I'm talking about Jeremy Clements. Like I said, Jeremy Clements has not really been the greatest at this racetrack in the past, and I think he's going to struggle this weekend with the Jeremy Clements Racing organization. I think he has a very bad run, and I think he's going to finish near the back. I think Jeremy Clements, unfortunately, has a tough run this weekend at Auto Club. So now we're going to jump on to the underdog picks for this weekend at Auto Club. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick is a teammate of one of my suck picks, Parker Retzlaff. Parker Retzlaff last year was really underrated. He had a lot of great runs last year, doesn't have a lot of oval racing experience or stock car racing experience, but yet he has performed really, really well with RSS Racing, regardless of what team he ran for. He ran extremely well. And I think Parker Retzlaff, especially after coming off a top 5 finish in the Xfinity Series opener at Daytona, I think he's going to continue that momentum. I'm not expecting to finish in the top 5, but I think a top 10 is very possible for Parker Retzlaff, especially if how tough the field is. I think that Parker is, though, going to have a very, very fast car. I think he's going to have a really strong run, and I think Parker Retzlaff is going to run up front. So I think he contends for a top 10 finish and will continue the great momentum he has had at the start of the year. My second underdog pick for this weekend is a driver who's returning to Xfinity Series on a full-time basis this season, Brett Moffitt. Brett Moffitt, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated drivers in NASCAR altogether. He always gets the best out of the equipment. And if I'm not mistaken, Brett Moffitt had a pretty decent run in this race last year, but not a fantastic run. This year, of course, he's driving for AM Racing, and I expect that he is going to have a very strong run this weekend with the AM Racing group. Brett Moffitt knows how to get the best out of equipment, plus AM Racing has Stewart Haas Racing equipment, which I really think is going to help this team this weekend, considering the SHR cars last year at this race in Xfinity were really, really strong, whether you're aligned or with the team. This team ran really well last year, and I think that Brett Moffitt will be a contender for potentially a top 15 or maybe even a top 10 this weekend. At Auto Club, I think he's going to have a really good run this weekend. So now we're going to jump on to the winner's pick for this weekend Auto Club. Who is my winner's pick? My winner's pick has won the last 2 times he's raced at this track. He won in 2019 and also won last year in 2022. And I think in 2023, this guy is going to continue his winning traditions. I am picking Cole Custer to win this weekend's Xfinity Series race at Auto Club Speedway. Like I said, Cole Custer knows how to get the best out of his equipment, and I think that 00 car is going to be as fast as it was in 2019, and I think he's going to be one of the dominant cars in the race. Yes, there's quite a few Cup guys running, but I think he's going to be able to outperform all the Cup guys this weekend, and I think Cole Custer is going to get the first of many wins this year, because I think Cole Custer is going to be a legitimate championship contender this year, and I think he's going to get the best out of equipment. So I think Cole Custer gets it done, and I think he's going to win the NASCAR Xfinity Series race this weekend at Auto Club. He's my pick to get it done this weekend. So now we're going to jump on to the ones that you need to watch out for this weekend at Auto Club in the Xfinity Series. Who are the drivers you need to watch out for? The first driver you need to watch out for is a Cup Series driver who has come down here. He dominated the Cup Series race last year and is driving, of course, for Sam Hunt Racing this weekend, Tyler Reddick. Now, Tyler Reddick obviously driving for not as fast of a car. Sam Hunt Racing's cars, they're solid cars, but they're not always up front. But if anyone can get the best out of equipment and underfunded equipment, it is Tyler Reddick. I remember last year, 2 years ago at Homestead, when he drove an Our Motorsports car and nearly got the victory with the 23 team, which I think was maybe a Rayum car, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not entirely sure on that. But Tyler Reddick, I think, is going to be a contender for the win. I think he's going to have a really, really strong run with that 24 car, and I think he's going to be a threat to win the Xfinity Series race. He could definitely sweep the weekend for sure. I think he's got a chance to do it. The second driver you need to watch out for is a driver who's a former winner in the Xfinity Series at this track, that being back in 2016, Austin Dillon. Austin will be driving the 10 car for Kaulig Racing this weekend, and I expect that Austin Dillon is going to be a threat to win. Kaulig, I expect to also have better equipment this year. They're bringing a bunch of Cup guys in with this All-Star car. They weren't as good in the Daytona opener, but I think that Austin Dillon will be a contender for the win, and I think he for sure is going to get the best out of the equipment. I think he's going to be a threat to win this weekend. The third driver you need to watch out for is a driver who's back up to the Xfinity Series full-time for the first time since 2019, John Hunter Nemechek. Now, John Hunter Nemechek ended up finishing second in the Daytona opener, and John Hunter has been historically really good at this track throughout his career in Xfinity when he has ran here. So I think John Hunter is going to have a good run. Plus, Joe Gibbs Racing was really fast last year. I remember when Trevor Bayne ran here last year, and he had one of the best cars in the event. I think John Hunter Nemechek is going to for sure be a threat this year, and I think he'll be one to watch this weekend in the Xfinity Series race at Auto Club. And the final driver I think you need to watch out for is going to be Josh Berry. Now, Josh Berry might surprise you considering Josh Berry is not a driver that always runs up front at the 2-mile tracks. But I go back to Michigan last year where Josh Berry was a threat, was up front at Michigan, and Josh Berry got better as the season went on. He's got good sponsorship funding this time around. I really, truly believe that Josh Berry will be very fast this year, will be a championship contender, and will be a championship threat. And I think Josh Berry will have a very good chance and a really good chance to get it done. So I think Josh Berry is going to be a threat, and I think he's going to for sure be one to watch this weekend at Auto Club. So those are my race picks for the Production Alliance Group 300. Just a reminder, my second picks are Jeb Burton, Jeremy Clements. My underdogs are Parker Retzlaff, Brett Moffitt. My winner's pick is Cole Custer. And the ones to watch are Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, John Hunter Nemechek, and Josh Berry. Those are my race picks for this weekend. So anyway, that is going to be for the race picks video for the Xfinity Series race at Auto Club. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications on so you know if I win a video that's go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links are down below over that, and comment below your thoughts below on today's video. Tell me your suck picks, tell me your underdog picks, and tell me who you think is going to win the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Auto Club. And let me know the ones you're keeping an eye out for as well this weekend at Auto Club. Let me know that in the comments below. Tomorrow on my channel, we're going to have a NASCAR news video up on the channel where we'll be discussing all the NASCAR news over the last couple days, unless we don't have a lot of NASCAR news. I will in the future be having another updated 2024 NASCAR silly season predictions on the channel as well. That's not too far away from being released, considering we've had so many silly season updates. There might be silly season updates early, we'll just have to wait and see. Thursday, we'll have other content on the way, and there's a lot of content on the way as we get closer to next weekend at Auto Club. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.